Hi guys, welcome to this 5 minute course, and hopefully it's going to be less than 5 minutes. I'm filming this course right now. So let's begin. Alright, so let me first start with an index.html file. Just touch the exclamation mark and just tap enter to just give me a standard HTML boilerplate. Alright, let's do that. And one thing I do is alternate Z, and that makes it possible so that I don't have that vertical scroll. Okay, with that in mind, let me just give myself some text. So let me say row 200, and we have a 200 text. All right, and let's go live. Just go live. Okay, there it is. So we're just gonna be creating, let's say, a button that's just gonna need to change between light mode and dark mode, which I really don't want to do because it really makes it more complicated. But I'm just gonna change this into dark mode by just using JavaScript. All right, it's just quite simple. It's very simple, and I know, like, let's say people who do not know JavaScript, it might seem overwhelming and like something that is going to be hard. It's just quite pretty simple. I'm going to be trying to explain what is going on in the script, so you guys do not need any formal JavaScript knowledge to follow along this course. All right. So all you have to do is just genuinely use document. The document is just to select elements, and I'm not going to go into detail again. All I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be explaining what this code does. All right. Document dot query selector. So this is used to select an element. All right, in JavaScript. So I'm going to be selecting the body. All right. So I'm going to be saving this in a variable that is called body element is equals to document. Let's look at body. I'm going who still keeps using semicolons this day. But let's continue. Right. So what I'm going to be doing is just body L dot just simply just say style and just dot and get background. What I have to do is just change it to black and body L style dot color. Just light and standard. I have a script here. And it should be working now. You guys can check it out. There you go. And that's just the point of it. There you go. You guys change the color black and white. So what we're going to be doing is, after doing this, is we're going to let's make a button that actually is going to be toggling between dark mode and light mode. Or maybe let's make two buttons actually, because we have to use something else for like toggling. And I really don't want to get into depth into JavaScript because this is again requires no knowledge of JavaScript. So again, I'm going to be creating two buttons. Right, so I'm going to be creating one button for light mode and the second button for dark mode. Okay, that's just it. That's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be selecting those elements again. It might seem again overwhelming when you do not know the code, but it's just that's it. All you do is just select. It has nothing special. Right, it's going to be even in the most advanced applications. All right. So this is just something so basic. So don't get overwhelmed by seeing this code if you guys do not know JavaScript. And I believe most of you guys don't know JavaScript, right? So I'm going to be selecting button, but I don't want to select the same button because we have two button elements. All right. I'm going to give this class and just say light. I'm going to give this class by this. What I'm going to be doing is put a dot before it and just say light mode. Kind of rushing to meet like the 5 minute mark, which I don't think it's not going to be achievable at this point. Alright, so we have two buttons right now. I don't know why it's not loading itself, like not auto loading when I'm opening the live server. Anyways, let's continue. Alright, light mode and dark mode. So what we're going to be doing is pretty simple. Alright, so this is going to be, hey, light mode. Right, we select the element already, and we're gonna be like, hey, add event listener. This is just a simple function that makes it possible for a button to have interactivity again, to actually serve a purpose. So what we're gonna do is a function here, right? This might seem overwhelming again, so I'm going to actually explain this to you guys before actually moving. This is for dark mode actually. I accidentally copied the line right here, so let me just actually go here and say dark mode. This makes more sense. Alright. So what is this doing? Well, it's quite simple. So when JavaScript sends us a click, all right, on dark mode, this element it's going to be doing is calling this function. And this function, what does it do? It changes the background to black and the color to white, basically making it dark mode. And let's do the same exact thing, all right? This is what we're going to be doing. The same exact thing for light mode. Just space. All we have to do is just obviously change the color and just the opposite. Alright, there's light mode. Okay, again, if you touch light mode when it's light, it just serves no purpose. It's just going to be the same exact thing. Dark mode, light mode, dark mode. So you guys can switch around and tinker around. So I highly suggest that you guys just use JavaScript. This is basic JavaScript again. You guys just use this basic JavaScript. Again, if your preference, let's say, to dark mode is not black and it's, let's say, silver, change it. All I have to do is just change it, and let me just reload. This is not auto reloading. So, you guys can toggle around. Oh wait, I set the color to silver. Oh damn. This isn't for light mode. I should go here. Let's say, silver, gray, whatever suits you. It's the same exact thing if I'm correct. Dark mode. Again, you guys can toggle around with darker, let's say silver and all that. It's just your preference again. It's just a matter of preference. So that's just about it. Yeah, that's the course. So yeah, I did not hit the 5-minute mark. I passed it. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Okay, so for those asking, how can I make, just one button, just toggle between light mode and dark mode, when it comes to real applications, we don't have two buttons that just goes light mode and dark mode, but rather it toggles around, all right? Just having one button. So let's just do that. So let me just remove one. Let me just do that. Class light. Just remove that. It serves no purpose right now to do that. Let me just say light. Just make it more relevant. And let me just again remove light mode and dark mode and all the functions right here. It was just light. Let me just call it toggle button. It just does not have any meaning right now. I highly suggest that you just don't call it that. I'm just doing that because I want to make this course more fast and straightforward. So I'm just gonna select the button because I only have one button. It's okay. It's not highly preferable to even use this, but still, I only have one button, so it's okay. All right. So with that in mind, let me just go as toggle button. All right. Dot. What we're gonna be doing is add. Again, when we click it, what we need to do is just quite simple. There's a function right here. What we're gonna be doing is again toggling between dark mode and light mode. Okay, so let me show you guys how to do that. So the easiest way to go around this is there's lots of ways, but let's have a style here. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Style here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be saving just a class. All right, just name it dark mode. This is just a class, and what it does is it changes the background, right? Background to black and color to white. And again, just light mode again, which I don't really need it. It's by default on light mode, so I don't really need it. So let me just go here. By default, let's say it's on light mode, and all you have to do is just a dark mode. So what we're going to be doing is just quite simple. I'm going to be doing body element dot, and you go to class list, and you might be asking me, what is this? It's just simply where you put the class. All right, so let me show you guys how actually you do it. Class list dot add. There's remove, quite popular, but the most important one right here is toggle. Right. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in the class list, and at this point is dark mode. Right, dark mode. It's just a class. All right. This again specifically query selector. You can select IDs. You can even select elements directly if it selects the first element. If, let's say you have two buttons, it's going to be selecting the first element that is on HTML. All right, that's just what it does when it comes to query selector. That's just it. So when it comes to class list, it's more specific. All right, when toggle is, it just keeps adding this as a class list towards the body element and removing it. All right, it's more of like this. So there's body here, and this is more of a saying, hey, it's going to be class and dark mode, just adding it like that, right? And when it has this, obviously the color will be black, and the color, the background will be black. And I accidentally changed it. It just said it was black. All right, there we go. Anyways, it's going to be scrolling through black and white. Yeah, where was I? I was at the dark mode part. All right. So the dark mode part is what happens is again the background is black and the color is white. So again, it just scrolls through this. So when you toggle is like it keeps adding it. So once it's added, it removes it. All right. When you touch it the second time, it removes it. It removes the dark mode class. That's just what it does. Okay. Nothing more than that. All right. So with that in mind, it's just more of, hey, I'm going to be adding dark mode. If dark mode exists as the class list, I'm going to be removing it. So it's going to be returning to this normal stage. So when it adds dark mode, we expect it to be black and the text to be white. All right. And just when we touch it again, what it's going to be doing is it's going to be removing the dark mode class, which is going to return it to its default, which is a white background and a black text, as you guys can clearly see it here, right here. All right. So one thing before that is there's no dot here, as you guys can see it. In query selector, when we were selecting light mode and dark mode, like light button and the dark button, they were using a dot right here, to signify it's a class. All right. So we don't need to do that because it's a class. It only selects class. It does not work for IDs. It does not work for elements. Only for classes. All right. So that's why we don't need to put the dot right here. All right, to indicate that it's a class. When it comes to query selector, it's selector for different things. Right. It can select IDs, classes, elements in of itself. So it's going to need to identify what we're talking about. So it could be a class or not. So again, to identify it. So with that in mind, let me just run this. There we go. I just toggles. Let's see it. And to even actually make this more interesting, let me actually let you guys inspect this, so that you guys actually can check it out. This is our extensions. I don't want to see this. This is our extensions again. Jesus, lots of extensions. You guys can see that? Wait, let me. I really want you guys to see that. Can I remove this for now? Let me just. What the hell? You guys can barely see it. Just like this. Yes, there we go. You guys can see the class dark mode. Remove it. It removes it. You guys can see it. High mode. It puts in dark mode. You guys can see the class and it keeps removing it. That's just what it does. Alright, with that in mind, let me finish this course. Yes, I came back to finish this course. I thought of like, hey, what if people actually need one button? And I was about to end the course, but yeah, for someone who's interested, further on the aspect of dark light and dark mode and light mode, here you go. Thank you a lot again for tuning in. I already said that, I think at the outro of like the video, but whatever. Thank you for tuning in.